Kia ora, hello, and welcome to Anyway, podcast where I unpack the chaos of reality TV. I am your host, Natalie McMurray, coming to you from Aotearoa, New Zealand. Today, my nerves are being worked the fuck out by the people of the valley. Let's get into episode 14. We're back in Mexico, and Janet is still upset and crying. She's talking to Jason on the phone, telling him that she's overwhelmed. The people at the table are still bitching and complaining about Janet continuing to bring up Danny's shitty behavior. The only person sticking up for Janet is Michelle. Good for you, Michelle. Janet says to Jason, it's bringing up unresolved feelings about stuff that she can't say on camera. She's clearly having a breakdown, and Jesse is still wanking on about how Janet is running away from situations. Like, give her a break, Jesse, please. Schwartz says to Janet, I think it's just your harshness. Maybe I'm seeing something completely different to everyone else, but I don't see a harshness coming from Janet. She's obviously heard about something in her past, and Danny's actions have triggered something within her. Back at the table, Schwartz says, this is not even her pain. Why is she still holding on to it? Kristen wants to know why she's doubling down. And Michelle says everyone has a problem with Danny, not just Janet. Correct. Apparently, the statement is way too big for Nia, who is obviously going to stick up for her shitty husband no matter what. The only people that don't have a problem with Danny are the people that haven't been affected by his behavior. I'm still of the belief that Jesse is using Danny as a scapegoat for his own assholery. Because he, more than anyone else, brings up Danny's drinking. Jesse is a snake in the grass. Trust and believe. Anyway, Nia wants everyone to stop using the word uncomfortable. I guess that makes her uncomfortable. Nia says she can't with Michelle because Jesse, Michelle's ex-husband, has exhibited a lot of behavior that she's sure has made people uncomfortable. She brings up one particular situation where Jesse gave Jason a lap dance and licked his face on a bus full of people. I assume as a joke, which is in no way, shape, or form the same as what Danny has done. Also, I think if Jason had told people that he was uncomfortable with that situation, Michelle would have completely understood and let Jason feel those feelings. Not shut them down, denied him of them, and then go on the attack of someone that's trying to defend him. Also, I've literally just had a thought about when Danny got his pants pulled down by Jax in season 1. He was sensitive as fuck about it. Obviously, that made him uncomfortable, and everyone was on Danny's side and gave him grace. Okay, so let's not forget that. We're back over at the resort pool. Zack is in the middle of telling a story about how him and Benji play a game of, is it fungus or is it spray tan coming off? So gross. When Lacey arrives, she really has great timing. Down at the beach, Lala, Brittany, and Luke are helping baby turtles into the ocean, which is so fucking cute. I can't even stand it. They're tiny little flippers flip-flopping down to the surf. It's like watching a toddler walk. This is the happiest I've ever been watching a scene from the valley. Too bad it only lasts for about 10 seconds. Then we're back to Brittany trying to get Luke to empathize with Kristen about her being in postpartum. Not that I don't have empathy for her, but we're just hearing a lot of it. Back in town, the people are done with lunch and they're back out shopping. They head to a kid's store where Michelle and Jesse want to buy a gift for their daughter Isabella. Michelle says to Jesse that she's glad that they're getting along and she wants the energy to stay the same when Lacey arrives. She also tells him about how it's hard for her to see Jesse being super affectionate with Lacey when he was never like that with her. He basically says, fuck that in his testimonial. This is apparently his revenge for what he had to watch when Michelle was with her ex, Erin. I guess we're witnessing a new Jesse. He doesn't really seem all that different to me. We then see Nia getting coconuts down on the beach. And then all of a sudden, Kristen is whipping out her coconuts and running into the water. Good for her. I honestly wish we were seeing this Kristen a lot more this season. And she's right. There's nothing better than shaking your tatas in fresh ocean water. Michelle then whips out her tatas. And a scene from Baywatch is playing in Janet's head. Nia is all, are we on a nude beach? No, you're not. And these people aren't nerd, you fucking purd. Everyone is back at the resort getting ready for Zack's birthday party. Theme is slutty whore era. The girls are all debriefing about their day. Janet and Michelle are letting Brittany know that Kristen and Nia are throwing her under the bus. Over in Danny and Nia's room, Danny says something I never thought I'd hear him say. He says, "I'd rather hang out with my kids than with these people." Not sure I believe that. Benji, Zack, and Schwartz are getting ready, and I have no idea what the fuck Schwartz is wearing. The theme is Ho era, not Brandon Lee's The Crow era. He looks like he's in WCW and is about to wrestle a member of the NWO. A very specific moment in time for wrestling fans. If you know, you know. Anyway, I have no idea what Schwartz's objective is with this outfit. Perhaps Gene Simmons is the inspiration? Maybe Blumhouse is the nun. He doesn't know either. He thinks he's a slutty little goth guy. He then gives us a famous Dorit pose with the two hands on the window and looking back at the camera. Schwartz is so fucking unserious. He wants to know if Zack would fuck him, and Zack says, in the clown makeup only. Melissa and Jasmine are decorating the double-decker party bus that they're taking to the club. It's also worth mentioning that this double-decker bus is ruthless. Everyone is partying and dancing and getting their tits out. Jesse is apparently scandalized by Michelle's tits, which I can only assume he's seen hundreds of times. Him and Lacey move to the bottom of the bus where no tatas are flying around in their face. Anyway, there's a bunch of people downstairs on the bus, and Jesse and Brittany are arguing about something that I don't really care about. Meanwhile, Zack and Jasmine are upstairs. Zack screams, "Oh my god, a bird shit on me." And in my opinion, what happens next completely debunks any claims of a bird shitting on you giving you good luck. Because Zack is standing on the top of this roofless bus and gets taken the fuck out by an overhead sign, which is absolutely terrifying and horrible. I can't. Every time I've seen this scene of Zack getting hit in the head in the upcoming parts, it's like a fucking jump scare. Like my whole body has literally jumped every single time I watched it. I hate it. The producers are all, oh my god, oh shit, he's bleeding. It's not funny, but sorry, their response is kind of funny because obviously they don't want to get sued. I don't even know if they would get sued in that circumstance, but whatever. Zack now obviously has to go to hospital, but he still wants to go to the club. Schwartz looks at the wound and is all, oh, that's not that bad. These people are insane. What if he has a concussion? The people are saying they don't want to go to the club because, hello, Zack, you have a head wound. Zack is like, spin me around so I can address the people. He says, if you don't go to the club, you are not my real friends. He's going to go get stitched up the hospital, which is apparently right next to the club, and he will be back to fucking dance. Next minute, they're in the club taking shots to Zack's head wound. Zack is dancing his way to the hospital in the middle of the street. Zack, you're going to get hit by a car. My God, watching these people is stressful. The people all move from Mr. Flamingo to another club across the street. Nia tells Danny, no hip movements, please. You're making people uncomfortable. I honestly thought she said it sarcastically, but now he's fucking spiraling. He's telling everyone under the sun he's not allowed to dance. Lacey is all, what is this, Footloose? I've actually never seen Footloose, but I do know the premise is no dancing. At this point, I'd rather see Danny dance than watch him be the petulant little troll that we're now seeing. And that's saying something, because his dancing grosses me the fuck out. Nia is absolutely exhausted by Danny. Who can blame her? Danny is upset that Michelle is now dancing on the bar, which is hilarious. Anyway, we're now subjected to seeing Jesse, Luke, and Danny taking off their shirts and dancing on a balcony in defiance. Not as impressive as splitting in defiance, I have to say. As Schwartz points out, these mofos have no rhythm. Zack arrives with his head bandaged to the club. He will not be going to bed without seeing strippers on his birthday. He tells us that he once saw Schwartz give a stripper an Applebee's gift card, which is so on point for Schwartz it's not even funny. Remember the lemon tattoo on his arm? Give the person some money, for fuck's sake. It's not like they're making much. Jeez. Anyway, they're all leaving, and Danny is about to pop the fuck off about everybody being in the van, apparently. He's getting nauseous, and he needs to use his wife as a footrest. There's like 15 people in this van, and Janet has to pee, and now she's peeing in a cup. I don't know how people pee in a cup. I feel like I would pee everywhere. That's besides the point, though. Even though Zack has been wounded, he says this might be his favorite birthday. Next week, we're subjected to Danny's birthday party. And and Lala reading Danny down. What fun. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a good weekend. Thanks for listening. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.